Buffalo Bills creating more and more competition. Welcome to Buffalo Against the World.
This is Buffalo Against the World Sports Talk with Kulu and
Cousin Brad.
Bills Mafia. It's our time.
Act like you know, baby.
Act like you know.
Welcome to another edition of Buffalo Against the World. And with me, as always, is my cousin Brad. We is back in the building, Buffalo Against the World. Cousin Brad, man, how you feeling, man?
Oh man. After watching that Tom Brady roast, I'm a little salty right now, but we'll get to that later. Got a lot to get into. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Buffalo Against the World on the Built in Buffalo platform. I am Cousin Brad, and wish me as always on my left, your right as you're watching, is my cousin Kulu. Welcome to bring you another show. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to get into, a lot to dig into. But Kulu, what you think we start with? Breaking news?
Yeah, man, we're going to get started with breaking news. We'll be taking your calls today. So make sure you watch out for the phone line. The hotline is going to be on the screen down below. It is 515-602-9694. We'll be taking your calls. And without any further ado, Cousin Brad, take us into some breaking news.
We are going to start this show off with some breaking news as we usually do. But before we do that, I just want to give a quick shout out to our aunt Jacqueline Daniels. She was not well over the weekend. We're wishing her a speedy recovery. Auntie, we thoughts and prayers for you. We're right behind you as we go through this show. So definitely thoughts and prayers. We're going to start the show off like that. But secondly, I want to give a shout out to the Buffalo Bandits. The Buffalo Bandits are once again in the finals of the NIL, not the college thing, the National Indoor Lacrosse League. They reached in the finals. We're about to run it back. World champions, about to run it back again. They are in the finals against Albany. First game in Albany, next game here in Buffalo. And it's probably not going to be a third game. So we're just going to go ahead and win it in Buffalo, knock these two out, and be back-to-back champs. So shout out to everybody in Bandit Land. It's always a fun time if you've never been to a Bandits game. It's always fun. All right, next up, we got the Buffalo Bills making a couple of free agent signings this weekend, signing linebacker Deion Jones. Played all around the league, most notably in Cleveland. I think he had a stint in Miami, Atlanta, but he's officially signed to Buffalo on a one-year deal. And also we signed wide receiver Chase Claypool, veteran wide receiver, former first-round pick of the Steelers. He was the first-round pick of the Steelers, made his way around the league, and he has made his way right over to Bills Mafia. So shout out to him. Odell Beckham Jr., y'all know Odell Beckham, Mr. One Hand All Day, signs with the Baltimore Ravens. So shout out, him just getting tougher and tougher to beat. But they got OBJ now, so we'll see how he does. I would like to welcome all Bills Mafia in here. Everybody for watching from around the world. We thank you for watching today. That's a little bit. And oh yeah, there was a roast last night, but don't worry. We'll get to that later on in the show. We was cool. Tom, we was cool. But you just unlocked the can of worms.
Just a quick correction point. Odell signed with the Miami Dolphins, Cousin Brad.
Oh, it wasn't the Ravens. It was the Dolphins. I'm sorry. I apologize. The Dolphins. Still.
Yep.
We got to see him twice a year.
So we got to see Odell Beckham twice a year. It's going to be interesting. They loading up. They're loading up to come after the Buffalo Bills. But we're not focused on them, Cousin Brad. We're not on improving our roster, and that's exactly what Brandon Beane has been doing since post-draft. I mean, Brandon Beane has added some firepower to the Buffalo Bills. Without any further ado, man, let's get right into it, man. Chase Claypool being the most talked about of these free agents. This guy, he has, I think the Buffalo Bills, we've been talking a lot about bigger, stronger, faster, especially coming from me. A lot of our co-hosts over at the Built in Buffalo platform have been saying some of the same things. This guy has that. Chase Claypool, he has the physical measurables. He's 6'4", 238 pounds. I mean, that's pretty big for a wide receiver. He's combined with 2,000 yards receiving and 13 touchdowns since entering into the league. I mean, he's had some production when he had Ben Roethlisberger as his quarterback. Since then, he's kind of dropped off. He's had some issues. But I'm very excited to to have him here again because I've always talked to like these guys that can win these jump balls over these smaller DBs. I like it. He has the speed. He's a 4.4 speed guy. What's your thoughts on Chase Claypool?
I love Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool coming out of college. I thought the Bills should have drafted him originally, but we didn't draft him. I wanted them to get him on our team. He made a great first year with the Steelers. Came in, did great things with the Steelers, and he's had a pretty solid career. Kind of fell off the wayside. They got rid of him. Then he was hurt. Had a stint in Chicago, I believe, last year, and not the best, but I think he's on a redemption tour. And I think Brandon Beane just loading up the chamber for Josh Allen. Let's get Curtis Samuel. Let's get the new guy, Keon Carpenter. We already got Shakir. We already got Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, James Cook. What the heck? Might as well throw another bullet in the chamber with Chase Claypool. So, I think it's another weapon for Josh Allen to utilize. Absolutely great signing.
Yeah, I like him. I think, like you said, the revenge tour. We'll see. We'll see if this really is a breakout year for him. Again, we got a guy like Keon Coleman, who's also 6'4". So this is a guy who has production in the league with Chase Claypool. He has produced in the league. People are saying he's this and he's that. Look, man, he's getting a new fresh start right here in Buffalo. An opportunity. He knows he's coming to play with a quarterback like Josh Allen, who's a championship caliber coach. He hasn't been here just yet, but I'm talking about the caliber of quarterback that Josh Allen is. I think he recognizes that he's coming into a franchise that's pretty much established. That's Josh Allen's team. So he's not a replacement for Stephon Diggs for all those who think
Not at all. He's wearing the jersey number, but he is not a Stephon Diggs. You cannot replace a Stephon Diggs. You can just reroute your receivers, put a new receiving core on the field, and see what happens. He's not his replacement. Neither is Curtis Samuel. Neither is Keon Coleman. We just got a new group of wide receivers, and you're absolutely hit the nail on the head. Chase Claypool is coming here. Like we said, it's kind of a redemption tour, but I think in the back of his mind, he knows he's coming to play with Josh Allen, and he knows Josh Allen has high expectations. So, you played in the Bears, you played, had a couple stops around the league, but now you got you a guy who demands excellence and demands perfection out of his receivers. So it should be fun to watch, definitely.
Yeah, the Notre Dame prospect played very well in his rookie season. He led all rookies in 2020, the year of COVID. And he had 9 touchdowns, the first among all of the rookies. He had 4th in receiving yards. So he had a pretty productive rookie season. So we're hoping Claypool can get back to form with that physical body. Right up next, man, this is a guy who was kind of, I'm probably the most excited about, Dwayne Smoot. I really like Smoot. Again, this guy gets to the passer. He tackles. He's had a career of 23.5 sacks. Played in over 99 games. He's even sacked Josh Allen. So he's a guy that really can wreak havoc. I think he's a bit of an upgrade from a Shaq Lawson. I like what he brings to the table to create that, give us more depth at that defensive end position. He definitely, he's definitely a guy that's a sound tackler too. He's not just a sack guy. He's recorded over 133 sacks, 64 quarterback hits in his career. I really like this guy. What do you think about Smoot?
Big Smoot coming on that defensive line. I love the depth that they just keep bringing in on the defensive line for the Buffalo Bills. They keep adding guys, bringing guys in, and I love the way that Sean McDermott does that rotation. It's more of a situational type defensive line. That way nobody's gassed, nobody's tired. And Dwayne Smoot, I'm sorry, is it Dwayne Smoot? Or did I say it right? Yeah. Dwayne Smoot, I think he's going to fit right in. And you said, sack Josh Allen. Not a lot of guys can say that. So, welcome, Smoot. Welcome to the defensive line. Hope you do great things. As far as the upgrade to Shaq Lawson, I don't know. We'll see. Shaq Lawson played pretty well. He played pretty well. Didn't do the greatest last year. He was kind of injured, but that's tall order. Tall order. Definitely a tall order.
This guy was a starter for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who had a pretty solid defensive line.
Yes.
I do think it's an upgrade. Another guy I'm really excited about, Deion Jones. Deion Jones, when he came out, this guy was electric. A speedy linebacker. I think he ran like a 4.4. 4, 4, 5
at the combine. Yeah.
combine. I mean, this
Mhm.
guy is a veteran. Back in 2016, second round pick by the Carolina Panthers. He registered 35 tackles and interception. I mean, this guy in his career, he's had 731 tackles, 12 sacks, 13 INTs in his career.
Mhm.
This
Mhm.
guy has had productive seasons. All right. He's had
Yeah.
5 different seasons with over 100 tackles. Now, we talked last week when we were talking about the type that Brandon Beane really likes. He likes those linebackers who can match up.
Mhm.
And Jones is that. Jones is a guy who can match up. He has had some injuries, so that's going to be something to watch to see if he can get back to that form when he first
Mhm.
came into the league. He's a bit older, he's 29, going to be 30 later on this year. But I
Mhm.
do think, again, at very least, you're getting a guy with some NFL experience, okay, playoff experience. So you're going to get that with Deion Jones, and also a guy who's really was a high prospect coming into the NFL.
Yep.
So again,
Yep.
Buffalo like speedy guys that can cover, that can come downhill and tackle, and they can match up with really good tight ends like Kelsey. So what's your thoughts on Deion Jones?
I mean, Deion Jones, how we were able to get him this like early on, I mean, this late in the free agent pool is completely astounding. But shout out to Brandon Beane, Sean McDermott, you know, like they Carolina guys. So, I mean, coming on the combine, like you said, dude ran a 4.40. Dude has been tackling everything that moves every time he's on the field. And every defense he's went to, he's definitely made them better behind the defensive line. So definitely a great pickup for the Buffalo Bills. I mean, he's a guy that can match up, like you said, in the AFC East and the AFC in general. You got a lot of tight ends that can catch, a lot of running backs that can catch out of the backfield. This is the perfect guy for those type of matchups coming into this division, coming on this team. So good spell for Milano, good spell for Tyrell Bernard, guy you can plug in if with some depth. Definitely not a big fall off. So great shot, great signing for Brandon Beane to bring him in.
We are hearing reports that Milano is training. He's not yet 100% back yet, but he is training.
Yes.
Has been reported from the Buffalo Bills, so I'm excited to see him. Hopefully, he's back before the start of the season. If not, this guy, Deion Jones, would be a good guy to fill those shoes until he can get back healthy. So I really like this signing. All right,
Absolutely.
So that wraps up for who Brandon Beane just brought in after post-draft. Beane is making some moves. And Cousin Brad, we're going to talk about this as we go through the show today, the position battles. Brandon Beane is creating competition. When you're signing guys like Claypool, you're signing guys like Jones, and you're signing guys like Smoot, these guys may not come in and start. But these guys are going to push those other guys that you got to play.
Absolutely.
Because all of these guys that we just mentioned are on 1-year deals. They're on 1-year deals, so they're on prove-it deals where they have an opportunity to really show what they have. So right now, we're going to open up the phone lines right now, and we're going to give you an opportunity to talk to us about what you think about those signings. Give us a call at 515-602-9694. Please, if you got any thoughts on this, we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. We wasn't able to open up the phone lines last week, but we are operational today. So if you would like to be heard, here's your opportunity. But while we're waiting for you guys to call in, just watch the projector screen right down below as we go to
the Bills Mafia roll call. Where you at? We want to hear where you're watching from. Bills Mafia roll call. We do this every week. Some extra, something new. If this is your first time watching Buffalo Against the World, leave a comment down below. Leave a number 1 next to your name. We'll shout you out. We'll give you the proper Bills welcome. We won't break no tables, but we'll give you a welcome. If it's your first time watching, give us a 1. Just let us know it's your first time watching so we can welcome you over. So feel free. Let us know where you watching from. The reach, the Bills Mafia runs deep. We're everywhere. Let us know where you're watching from. Where you at?
Yeah, man. Where you at? And where you at? And we got somebody on the phone line as well. So keep those comments coming in so we can pull it up for you Caller from 716-698. You are on Buffalo Against the World with Kulu and Cousin Brad. Talk to us what you think about those free agent signings that the Buffalo Bills brought in.
It's very intriguing. What's up, my brothers?
What's going on, brother? How are you?
Nothing much. It's intriguing signings nonetheless. It's just how we are going to mold them into who's going to be our true number one, who's going to be the next option, who's going to be in the slots. It's going to be very intriguing to see how they all develop and how this team flows as a unit.
So tell us, Jay Reezy, who are you most excited about seeing out of those three? We got Claypool, we got Smoot, and we also have...
Here's the standout that I'm looking forward to seeing. That D tackle from Duke.
Okay, we're talking about the free agent signings.
Yeah.
The free agents.
But
Chase Claypool. Hold on. Chase Claypool, Dwayne Smoot, and Deion Jones. Out of the three post-draft free agent signings, who are you most excited about and why?
I'm looking forward to seeing what Deion Jones brings to the table. He had a solid game that I paid attention to Atlanta Falcons football. He had a solid performance on that team. He looks like he can stand out with the right tutelage and leadership around him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings to the table.
All right, man. Thank you, Jay Reezy, man. We appreciate your call, my brother, DJ Jay Reezy. You know what I mean?
Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate it all the time.
We got Hartford, Connecticut in the building.
Hartford, Connecticut. The reach is strong, baby. The reach is strong.
Yeah, man. We have Fresno, Cali in the BI.
And they threw up the one. Shout out to Fresno, the other side of the country, baby. You know what it is. And welcome, Chris Lake. We appreciate you coming out of Fresno, California. First time watching. Thank you very much. Welcome to Buffalo Against the World. All the way on the other side of the country. Appreciate you watching, my brother.
Chris Lake, make sure you subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Welcome to Buffalo Against the World, my man. We also got a number here.
Sue calling, watching from the Finger Lakes. Welcome, Sue. A table has just been broken to welcome you to Buffalo Against the World. So thank you very much for watching from the Finger Lakes. The reach is strong, baby. Everywhere we go. Welcome to Buffalo Against the World. Calexico, California. All right. Welcome very much. Hernandez Asalias. I don't know. I probably butchered that name. Sorry if I did, but thank you for watching Buffalo Against the World. We greatly appreciate it. The table has been broken to welcome you. We greatly appreciate it.
We got
Josh Allen Country. I thought he was from Fireball. Though. Are you from Fireball? Is that close?
Unless somebody may say it's Wyoming, you know.
Okay.
Tell us what's the Josh Allen Country for us. 585 Rock
in the building. You know the Rochester in the building.
What's up, Scott? We see you, baby.
The table has been broken, Scott. We appreciate you watching Buffalo Against the World.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, Bills Mafia is everywhere, and we love talking about this every single week. And just seeing the different places where Bills fans are, just always, you know, one of I think it was Rob Gronkowski. He was talking to somebody. He said, everywhere you go to an airport, there's a Bills fan. So someone's
Joe Thomas.
That was Joe Thomas. Okay,
it's Joe Thomas. But yeah, he was right. Everywhere you go, no matter if it's a Bills, if it's a Bills airport or everywhere, somebody has on Bills gear. The reach is strong. Reach is strong.
Yeah, man. So please feel free to jump in with a call. We're taking your calls right now. We got the phone line open. It's open right there. 515-602-9694. We're the only podcast that's taking your calls. So we would like to hear from those fans. So make sure you give us a call. We're going to leave it open for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Cousin Brad.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these position group battles. I posted in the Built-in Buffalo group chat that we have, and we talked about these position battles. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to set it off for us right now.
Okay.
What position battle are you most excited about?
Oh, most definitely. I want to see the wide receiver room. Curtis Samuel, Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, and now recently added Chase Claypool, Shorter, and the other free agent. I cannot remember his name that we brought in. But I'm definitely looking to see that wide receiver room, looking to see what these guys are going to do in the preseason, looking to see what they're going to do to get ready, get the matchups going for week one. But the wide receiver room is definitely something I'm looking to get into. See who's who. I mean, obviously, we have a huge hole to fill. There's a huge hole we have to fill losing Stephon Diggs to a trade. So who's going to take that step up? Who's going to take the reins and say, all right, look, this is my team. This is my team now. Like, it gives us nothing to fear. Who's Josh Allen going to show that confidence in on those 3rd and 7s, on those 3rd and 8s, on those 2nd and 9s? Who's Josh Allen going to go to so he don't have to run all over the field trying to do it on his own? So who's going to step up? That's what I'm looking forward to see.
All right, yeah, I completely agree. Some of the current roster players that we have on our roster now: Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, our rookie, Mac Hollins, who we also got from Atlanta, KJ Hamler, Quintez Cephas, Justin Shorter, Chase Claypool, Tyrell Shavers, Andy Isabella, Xavier Johnson, Ryan Thomas, and Lawrence Keys. So look, man, there's going to be a lot of competition here. I took some time before the show to write down the 6. I believe the Bills will keep 6, possibly 7, depending on whether we keep a fullback or not. And here's my 6 I got.
All right, go ahead.
I got Curtis Samuel. I got Khalil Shakir. I got Keon Coleman. I have Mac Hollins. I have Chase Claypool. And I have Justin Shorter / Andy Isabella. So these are the guys that I think will be the final 6 or 7 on this roster. I like this group. You got guys who have size. You got guys who got speed. You got guys who are going to win those jump balls, those 50-50 balls that we've been talking about last year. So we're seeing a shift with the Buffalo Bills' choices in wide receivers. They're going bigger, and not only are they going bigger, they're also going for these 50-50 guys, which we have 4 of them on the roster right now. 4 of them, 40 guys are about 6'2". No, actually 5 of them, 5 of them are 6'2" and up. Then we still have the speed guys, the Andy Isabellas, the Curtis Samuels, and now we just added Claypool, who's a 4-4 guy as well. So, and we drafted some guys too. So, and we have some undrafted guys have some pretty elite speed as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see that wide receiver position really shake out. Scott Banker says, I'm loving Isabella. I wanted to see a lot more from Isabella last year. I don't think he really got the opportunity he was looking for. And special teams is going to come down to this too, Cousin Brad. Special teams is going to be really important to see who makes the wide receiver group.
Okay, I'm going to go with my 6. My 6 are going to be Curtis Samuel, obviously Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, Chase Claypool, I think, makes the team. I'm going to go with Shorter at the 5 spot. And as far I'm just like you guys. I think Andy Isabella makes it at number 6 just off of strength of kick return and punt return. We're going to need that guy back there, and I think he's going to make the team based off just doing that. I think he's going to solidify that role unless somebody knocks him out of it, which I don't see that happening. So
you don't see Mac Hollins making this roster?
I don't think he will get enough playing time. I don't in the preseason. I don't know. I mean, maybe they could squeeze him in, and who knows? Somebody may get hurt, but I don't see Hollins getting the time he needs to make an impact. As far as the wide receiver room is small. If somebody goes down, absolutely. But I think Shorter, with being here last year, he kind of, obviously they brought him back for a reason. Maybe Mac Hollins make it, but this Claypool signing, this definitely puts him in hot water, and I just don't think he'll get on the field enough to make an impact to make the roster.
I like Mac Hollins. I think he can also contribute on special teams, especially as a guy shooting down the field, making tackles. I think it's going to come down to Shorter and Isabella. I think the free agent signings, because Shorter and Isabella both can be they're practice squad eligible. They can go over the practice squad at any time. Okay.
Right.
Buffalo was really high on Shorter. But specifically, I believe, as John just mentioned, that Collins was signed specifically for special teams. This is another big physical guy who can win those 50-50 balls. He's about 6'4", strong man. Haven't seen too much of him at receiver, but then again, he hasn't been playing with any serious quarterback play. So it'll be real interesting. I'm really excited about this particular group, Cousin Brad, because again, a lot of us are looking for that remedy for Stephon Diggs walking out the door. And unfortunately, there is no one player. There's not one player that's going to replace Stephon Diggs. I mean, you're going to have to do this collectively. Okay.
Yeah, committee. Definitely.
Yeah. And that's the way the NFL is going. It's going away from just these, 1-2 superstar players. Even look at the Dolphins. They're even trying to load up. So we want to make sure each player is good at their position. You don't have to be great. Just one great player. You want to have each player good at their respective positions. So with that being said, Cousin Brad, let's shift it a little bit. Let's go over to the safety position. You have Mike Edwards. You have Taylor Rapp. You just drafted a rookie. You also have guys right behind him. You have guys like Kaiir Elam that we've been talking about. Is he going to be considered at defensive back, or is he going to go over to the safety position? Is there going to be battles there? So it's a lot that we have going on. Cole Bishop. So we want to see how this battle goes. What do you think? Do you think Cole Bishop actually has a shot to beat out a Mike Edwards, played for the Chiefs, won a Super Bowl, to possibly start this season for the Buffalo Bills?
I think it's all going to be based off how fast he learns in training camp and mini camp, and how fast he picks up on the defensive schemes that Sean McDermott is going to bring to the table. But at the same time, Mike Edwards is coming from a completely different team. So who's going to pick up on it faster? I like Cole Bishop. I think he's absolutely what our defense needs on the back end, as far as adding that hybrid, can cover but can tackle as well. So I would rather him get the nod. But Mike Edwards is a veteran, championship pedigree. He brings that championship pedigree over to that defense. So whoever picks up on it first. I mean, we've seen this. We've seen this with the Bills before. Christian Benford was a 6th-round pick. Kaiir Elam was a 1st-round pick. Christian Benford had a much better camp, and that's why he's starting the corner right now instead of Kaiir Elam. So it's all about who picks up the defense first. So I think, in my opinion, I would leave Edwards out there. Maybe you can throw Cole Bishop in at the strong, but I mean, it's going to be how fast can he pick it up.
Yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see. I really like Cole Bishop. I think he's a very instinctive player. He's got the size. He's 6'2". He runs a 4.4. He's got speed. He's got size. Comes downhill and tackles. I think the only knock against him, as I mentioned last week, is the shorter arms. He's got shorter arms, and sometimes he gets lost in coverages sometimes. So I think he's going to be a very, very good player. But if you can get a guy like Mark Edwards to really tutor him, to really school him on where to be, how to project the game in front of you, I think he'll be a solid player. But I think he's going to get a lot of playing time. This is another guy who possibly will see a lot in special teams. That's going to be a real key position to watch. It's going to be really interesting to watch that safety room, because, again, we really don't know how it's going to shake out. McDermott particularly doesn't really like to start. It's been said he doesn't really like to start rookies. So really interested.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head. I mean, this is a rookie coming into the AFC. I mean, this is the creme de la creme right here. You're a 2nd-round pick. it may be beneficial to throw you right into the fire, but if anything, you're learning from a guy who's won a Super Bowl. So anything you can pick up from that veteran guy showing you the ropes, most definitely. But this is the NFL now, kid, and you in the AFC with Patrick Mahomes and some great quarterbacks. So if you want to, this is where we got to go at this point. So if anywhere there's a good opportunity, now will be the opportunity to learn.
What other center positions do you guys like? They're talking about center. Defensive line is being talked about. I believe McGovern will be the center for the Buffalo Bills this year. We did draft a center as well, Van Pran. That'll be interesting to see how that, but I think he's more of a guard. One thing I really liked about Van Pran is that he only allowed 1 sack in the SEC. Yeah. So this is a really good player. He's a bit undersized. I mean, he's 295. But then again, Mitch Morse wasn't very big either. So, I think he can. I'm not going to say he's a year 1 starter. I think you might be able to plug him in at guard. It's a lot at stake for a rookie to come in and play center. I mean, you're in direct communication with the quarterback. A lot of communication things there. I don't see McDermott trusting a rookie in that position. So, what'd you think about center?
I think it's going to be whoever Josh Allen feels comfortable with. Let's be honest. That offensive line, McGovern has experience on the offensive line, but the center is a position where you pretty much control the tempo. You obviously control. You want to see if you have to audible the line, or line you're going to shift to the left, shift to the right, shift to the center. And Josh Allen is a guy you want to keep clean. So, but to be fair, we've had guys like Osiris Torrance last year, came right in at the right guard position, had an excellent year. Had a couple holding calls early on, but had an excellent year after that. So, maybe it might be good to put a rookie guy in there. If McGovern can handle being in the center, all for it. But you don't. If I'm McDermott, I wouldn't hesitate to put the rookie in and see what he can do. But again, the objective: keep Josh Allen clean.
Yeah, I cannot see Sean McDermott starting a rookie at center. I can't see that. I can't see that. I know some of you do. Granger is a good player. I don't know. This is the first guy that touches the ball before your quarterback does. I don't see you putting that in the hands of the rookie if you're talking Super Bowl aspirations. I just don't see it. So I see McGovern, who has that experience playing center. I see him as that guy that's going to be the center for the Buffalo Bills. All right. Also, what is being talked about is the depth position of defensive end. We talked about Dwayne Smoot being brought here to the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills also signed a bunch of some rookies, got some DN help as well. Very excited about that. So, what are your thoughts on some of the DNs that the Buffalo Bills have brought in? I really like Smoot. I think Smoot is really going to, again, like I told you earlier, he's going to make a difference. He's going to upgrade from Shaq Lawson. He's a bit older, but again, 29 years old, 1-year deal, got a lot to prove, had some injuries in his career, and this could be a revenge season for him. And I think that's the story of all these signings. They're all revenge seasons. Claypool, Smoot, and Deion Jones. These guys are all trying to revive their NFL careers. So, yeah. And we brought in Javon Solomon, one of the rookies at defensive end. I think Buffalo is really looking to turn up the competition on that defensive line. What do you see?
And I hate to say it, but it's a make or break year for Von Miller too. This is going to be, what's it going to be? Are you going to be that guy who used to cause havoc earlier on in your career, or you were great, but time marches on? Which Von Miller are we going to get? Obviously, he's going to be the anchor of that defensive line room. Ed Oliver, pretty much to me, Ed Oliver is the captain of the defense. Dude, like he sets the tone literally every game. But I'm really excited to see what AJ Epinesa and Greg Rousseau are going to do this year. I think this is the year. All right, man. They had their rookie years. They were the young guys in the defensive line room. You have Von Miller there teaching them a thing or two. Let's see what these guys can do. Let's take the leash off and let these guys go get the quarterback. That's what I'm looking forward to this season, to see what these guys can do. When we take the leash off, let them put their hand in the ground. Let's go get some sacks. That's what I'm looking forward to out of this defensive line. But the Bills have that rotational defensive line where it depends on where the ball is, how far it is, on what they're going to do. So it should be interesting. But I think Von Miller is going to definitely be the biggest story coming into training camp this season as far as the defensive line goes.
Yeah, definitely. To see if Von Miller is going to be healthy, it's going to be a lot of guys pushing, a lot of young guys coming in, pushing them. Javon Solomon is one I'm going to be watching. Mm-hmm. But at this time, I want everybody to make sure you go to the Built-in Buffalo platform and make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Shout out, I got to send a big shout out to Stevie Johnson, who collabed with us on the Buffalo Against the World song. Shout out to my man, Stevie Johnson.
SJ1 Trey. We love you, bro.
The legend.
You, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that.
So make sure y'all go download that tailgate banger, Buffalo Against the World, featuring Stevie Johnson. It is a banger. It had over 50,000 listens last season. Let's get it over 100. Make sure you support Buffalo Against the World. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe on YouTube.
Yep, hit the notification bell for all uploads and updating content. We do this every week. We're right here. And if that song, Buffalo Against the World, don't get your tailgate party jumping, might as well just pack it up and go home, because that is an absolute banger.
Absolutely, Cuzzo. All right, at this time, we're going to get into our talk that you mentioned earlier, Cousin Brad. Who is this week's hater of the week?
If there's any haters in here right now that don't have nobody to hate on, feel free to hate on me.
Keep the hate coming. Buffalo Against the World show.
Turn me up some more so my haters can hear.
It never fails that Buffalo is always got haters lurking and lurking and lurking. Cousin Brad, tell us what happened on the Tom Brady roast.
Okay, so we're on the Built-in Buffalo platform. We have guidelines that we have to follow. So I'm going to keep this as I'm going to keep this as nice as I can. Tom Brady, you tortured us for 2 decades. When you left New England, everything was good. We were cool. He was like, you know what? No hard feelings. You got your Super Bowls. Good luck in Tampa. We even rooted for you when you were in Tampa. We rooted for you. It was love. We respected you. We was like, you know what? He's the GOAT. We respect you. Thank you. You had your nice little farewell tour. And we was happy. We was like, man, respect the GOAT. Respect the GOAT. Until last night, where you just want to straight take shots at the Mafia for no apparent reason. No apparent reason. Do you have the clip, cool, or no?
I do not, and I'm not going to play it.
We ain't gonna play the clip. I'll just give you a brief rundown of what this guy said. He said, I don't want to make the NFL mad. I just want to own a part of the Las Vegas Raiders. I already own the Colts and the Bills. Wah, wah. Oh, ha, 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 ha. That was funny. Then, I could take that shot. That's a little body shot. I could take that. I could take them body shots. But you wanted to go for the KO. You want to go for the knockout. So he said, Buffalo Bills fans call themselves the Bills Mafia. We don't call ourselves the Bills Mafia. We are the Bills Mafia. But he said they call themselves the Bills Mafia. He said, how the F can you call yourselves a mafia? At least the real mafia has rings to kiss. Oh, Tom Brady. Bro, you just opened up a can of worms, bro. We respected you. We was like, all right, man, we done with the torture. We're very good. New England's very bad. You fired your coach quietly. You fired Bill Belichick. Obviously, you did it without him, and we respected you, but you had to come take shots at us. Couldn't get us off your mind. All the stuff you going through. Had those shots at the Bills Mafia. Out of the other 32 teams, had those shots at us. Tom Brady, you are the hater of the week. And I could go into detail on some of the stuff that they touched on in your roast, but to quote Michelle Obama, when he goes low, we go high. And Tom, thank you for mentioning us again, because nobody's really talking about you anymore. Enjoy retirement, Tom Brady. Hiya!
I like that comment from Sue. He wasn't clever enough to write his own jokes.
Oh, yeah, we know he didn't write that. He didn't write that. Oh, no, he didn't write that.
You can tell he was reading right on the teleprompt.
He didn't write that. He didn't write that at all. But maybe we should give a karate chop to you and whoever wrote that joke. Karate.
He said his wife kissed the wedding ring goodbye.
Oh! I didn't mention Giselle. Yeah! What the? I didn't mention Giselle. You know what I mean.
Oh, man. Listen, Tom Brady, no denying his greatness. I mean, 33-3 against the Buffalo Bills. I mean, that was a nightmare playing against that guy. Got to give respect where respect is due. But, here's one of the things.
Not after this.
Here's one of the things. Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say in regards to that. There has been talk of Tom Brady. Just before he said this, he came on and was mentioning that he believes Josh Allen is the next quarterback that will be winning the Super Bowl, the next quarterback that's up. So, hey, you said that on one thing, and possibly this could be motivation for the Bills Mafia, for the players that are on this roster that heard that joke, namely Josh Allen, and know your relationship with Tom Brady. Take it as motivation. Go get us a ring, dog. Go get us a ring. Scott Banker says Nick Wright should be hater of the week.
He in the Hall of Fame. He in the hater Hall of Fame, bro. We've dogged him so much. There's nothing left to say. He's already the hater of the week Hall of Fame, bro. He got a banner and all that. We already poured mustard and ketchup on him in the alley. We won. We already beat Nick Wright. But Tom had to come out the woodworks, so now I got a new person I can just lay into every week. Thanks, Tom.
All right, right now it is time for our winner sin moment. Cousin Brad, a lot of people was talking about the Claypool signing, and we talked about it earlier about the receiver group that we're very excited to see the competition. Claypool did have some issues. There were some just some production issues. There were some attitude issues. There was some coaching issues. Is it a win or a sin for the Buffalo Bills? I mean, I see this as a win. I don't think he got much to lose. He's on a 1-year prove-it deal. 6'4". He's had some production in the NFL. He hasn't played with the quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger. That was exceptional. I think this is a good opportunity for him to prove himself. Again, you're not replacing Stephon Diggs with this guy. You're not replacing Stephon Diggs with one guy. So let's just get that out of our head, Bills Mafia. There was no one in this draft, maybe Marvin Harrison Jr., other than that was going to replace Stephon Diggs year one. So let's not go there. But was the Claypool signing to you, Cousin Brad, a win or a sin?
I think it's an absolute win. Another bullet in the chamber for Josh Allen to throw to. Now, he will be wearing the number 14. So, if so facto, technically, he wears the jersey number. But I mean, in all seriousness, it's an absolute win for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills offense. Why not? Let's put him on a prove it deal. See what he got. You can only, to me, in my eyes, Chase Claypool, like you said, when he came into the league, led all the rookies in touchdowns. So he can only go up. He can't get worse. He can't get worse. So I think it's an absolute win for the Buffalo Bills.
Worst come to worst, you cut him and move on. Worst come to worst. I mean, and let's be honest here. You got a guy like Justin Shorter, guys like Andy Isabella, guys like Matt Collins, who haven't had the production that Claypool has had, that are going to be competing with him. So this is going to bring out the best in everybody, in my opinion, Cousin Brad. And if those young guys just happen to beat Claypool out, may the best man win. I'm all for it. I'm all for the competition. I want the best of the best on our team, and I want to see who's going to produce. So he's not coming in and getting a red carpet. He's going to come in and he's going to have to prove it. He's going to have to really show himself. So I think it's a win for Buffalo. Buffalo usually doesn't take risks like this with players who've had issues with coaches. So I like it. I like that Buffalo saying, hey, we're not just going to go with these blue-collar guys that we always go. We're going some guys with a little grit to them. Not that. I like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like it too. And, I mean, yeah, he's kind of got into it with coaching, but, I mean, we don't know what was going on behind the scenes. This guy's here to play football. Hey, man, put the jersey on, strap your helmet up, go out there and ball. You got one of the best quarterbacks in the business to throw it to you. No excuses. We demand perfection. So go on out there and let's get it.
Absolutely. Give us a call, 515-602-9694. What's your thoughts? Is it a win or a sin? Was the Claypool signing a win or a sin for the Buffalo Bills? We also will be taking your calls on who are you most excited about? What position battles are you most excited about? We want to hear from you, so feel free to give us a call and ask any one of those questions. There's the number right there, 515-602-9694. We mentioned that wide receiver is ours. Wide receiver is ourselves and Cousins Brad that we're going to be watching, because at the end of the day, the NFL is about scoring touchdowns. It's about scoring touchdowns, and receivers are supposed to score touchdowns. These guys that we have win those 50-50 balls. That means that red zone was a problem for us last year, Cousin Brad. Red zone has been a problem for Buffalo the past few years. So now you have these bigger receivers.
No, not really. We were number one in red zone scoring a year ago, right?
No, we weren't.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was third down. I'm sorry. That was third down. I'm sorry.
Right. So, so now you have these guys that can win those 50-50 jump balls, where you had a guy like Stephon Diggs who was really good. But again, when the field is shortened on that goal line, they can put the clamps on, because Stephon Diggs needs space to operate. Now you got guys who you just throw it up. They're 6'4", 6'5". They're going up and grabbing it. You got guys like Solomon who's snatching balls out the air with one hand. Claypool, same thing. Matt Collins, same thing. You can put three of those guys on the field at the same time on top of Kincaid and Knox. I really like that. So that's the group I'm going to be watching, and we want to think, what do you guys think? So give us a call. The number is right there. Tell us your thoughts.
And one thing I want to add, too, in regards to the Chase Claypool signing that we didn't really talk about. Yeah, he's a big guy. Obviously, he can go get the ball if it's, 50-50 ball, obviously. But one thing he does very well, he's very underrated in it, he can block. He can block for James Cook coming out of the backfield on those end rounds, or Josh Allen if he has to run. That dude blocks very, very well. So that's definitely an element that's going to separate him from some of the other receivers. I don't know if Keon Coleman can block. I don't know if some of these guys are going to take a block for Josh Allen. I know Khalil Shakir definitely will. That boy sacrifices his body, but Chase Claypool definitely can block out there. So it'll be interesting to see what he's going to do when it's a run play.
Shavers is somebody I liked last year before he got hurt. He really showed a lot preseason last year. Another big 6'2" receiver. Played big, and Bean has dropped his name a few times. So it'll be interesting to see what Shavers does. Like, it's going to be hard to make this roster. And I don't because you're possibly keeping 3 running backs, right? Let's just go all the way 100 with this. You're probably going to keep a fullback. So how do you find room for 7 receivers? I don't see it. I see 6. I see 6. And it's going to come down to those 6. You know, I mentioned Samuel, Shakir, Coleman, Hollins, Chase Claypool, Shorter, possibly Indy Isabella. And again, it's going to come down to which one of those guys can play special teams too.
Right.
You know, Absolutely. So not going to be easy to make this roster.
I mean, it's not going to be easy. There is a lot of guys that are in here, but at the same time, it's a lot of opportunity too. I mean, it's definitely a field of riches out here when it comes to the receiver position. Because I mean, Josh Allen handpicked. He handpicked Keon Coleman out of the draft. He said, "Hey, you're the guy I want to play with." So that's a chip on your shoulders right there. You got one of the best quarterbacks in the business telling you he wants to play with you. You got to step it up right away. Chase Claypool, solid career as a rookie, kind of bounced around the league a little bit. All right, man, you got an opportunity here. Let's see what you do with it. Khalil Shakir, you won it. You earned it. You earned it, my friend. That second half of the season, you earned your stripes. We've seen you do it. So absolutely opportunity on the table. Guys like Shorter and Mike Hollins, coming to the Bills. We have a standard that we have set. You got to maintain it. Obviously, we lost Stephon Diggs. So what are you guys going to do? Andy Isabella, you earned it. You earned it. That kick return position is yours to lose. Let's see what happens. So, yeah, it's a lot of guys in there, but it's a lot of opportunity too. So we'll see what happens.
All right. All right. So, Cousin Brad, with that being said, we're going to go into our new segment, which you brought to the table, which is our Bills Mafia Trivia.
Yes.
The party starts in 3, 2, 1.
Bills fans, let's see how good of a Bills fan that you are. How long you've been a Bills fan. All right. Our first trivia question that we're going to throw out there. All right. Trivia. What was the first season for the Buffalo Bills? Off the head, Cousin Brad. Freestyle. Come on, man. We used to be in the rap game. Freestyle was the first season. Come on. 5 seconds. 1, 2. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got that in 1 second. All right, Bills Mafia. Is he right? What was the first season for the Buffalo Bills? Sue Khan says 1964. All right, what do you guys think? Cousin Brad said 1960. Sue says 1964. Let's get a few more comments in here. When was the Buffalo Bills' first season? First season. All right. 1964 again. All right. Come on.
I like my odds. I like my odds out here.
All right. What was the Buffalo Bills' first season? Make sure you listen and understand the question. We got Bills fan 7883 says 1960, like he agrees with you, Cousin Brad. Mm-hmm. Kelly Janet says 1964.
Mm-hmm.
James says
some of these answers are getting changed. I've noticed that.
I know y'all use
answers, come on, man. That ain't fair.
I'm going to say this question one more time, Cousin Brad, because I want to make sure the fans actually understand what I'm saying here. So please listen closely. What was the first season for the Buffalo Bills? Some people are getting confused which season we're talking about. All right, so we got Greg says 1959. Mm-hmm. It's a good answer. That's a good answer there. James again mentioned 1960. All right, let's get 3 more in here. Then we're going to answer this trivia. Put the answer out here and tell who was correct. We're going to highlight those who were correct. Come on, keep them coming.
No Googling, man.
No Googling. Come on. Drop them in. Man. Got another 1959. Keep them coming. All right. Cousin Brad, countdown, 20 seconds.
20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer in now.
All right. So the answer is, as Cousin Brad mentioned, and is mentioned here by Bills Fan First, 1960 was the year. 64 was the year the Bills joined the NFL.
Yes.
So I get where the confusion was, but we said, what was the Buffalo Bills? Kelly also said 1960.
Change your answer.
No, Kelly said nope. Kelly, you did say 64. I got it right here. Got you,
Come
Kelly.
on, man. Y'all can't change our answer because y'all Googled it afterwards. That ain't how this game is played. But yes, the Buffalo Bills were established in 1959 going into 1960 by Ralph Wilson Jr. Thank you very much. Now, 1959 going into 60, that new year they were established. They played their first season in 1960 in the AFL, known as the Foolish Eight, I believe. Was it the Foolish Eight? Mm-hmm. The Foolish Eight? Yeah. So shout out to Ralph Wilson, Al Davis, a lot of those guys, Lamar Hunt. Got to give those guys a shout out. When nobody believed in them, they believed in themselves, and they created one of the greatest football teams ever to play the game with the Buffalo Bills.
Yes, and in the greatest fan base. See, James said he rode his bike 28 miles to watch him. Did you watch him at the Rock Pile? He said whether he watched them practice at the Knox Farm.
Knox Farm, woo, man.
He going way back.
Man drove his bike. My man said, "Look, I got the bike. I'm driving 28 miles to go see my boys practice." Shout out to you, man. That's what's
James,
up.
we keeping this post up here for just a while because that's history, and I love history.
That's dedication. That's dedication, Holmes.
I love it. Yeah, great history for the Buffalo Bills in the years that we've been in the NFL and the AFL. We won 2 AFL championships.
You know it.
Before the NFL was formed, and we possibly could have played in the first Super Bowl. We lost to the Chargers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
didn't win.
That did happen.
Yeah.
But shout out to Ralph Wilson and Mary Wilson as well. I got to meet Mary Wilson.
Absolutely.
No, I didn't get to meet her. I got to see Mary Wilson. She was one of the sponsors at the Excellence in Education Awards that just happened this past Saturday. An amazing event.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to you, man. Educator of the Year, Buffalo Public Schools. We gotta give you a shout out, man. You earned that. We should have gave you a shout at the beginning of the show. Sorry about that, but yeah, definitely shout out to you. I seen you you and wifey out there, suited and booted. Out there, got your fresh shoes on. Out there, got your fly suit, ready to get out there. All right, we definitely appreciate it. Shout out to you, man. Educator of your Buffalo Public Schools. We need more people like that.
Appreciate you, Cuzzo, man. Definitely got a shout out to Nina and Terrence Hurd for giving us that opportunity. Didn't bring the golds home. I was a finalist, excuse me, but did bring that recognition home for outstanding educator. Really appreciated that. So thank you guys. Thank you, Tim Kennedy, Byron Brown, the Buffalo Common Council, all of those people who nominated me, Dr. Fatima Morrell. Greatly appreciated. There was something that was mentioned at the Education Awards that I took from me. It talked about all the different jobs, doctors, lawyers, and they said, how you think they got there? It was because of educators. So shout out to education.
In my eyes, all of you won. Obviously, there can only be one technically winner, but just to be nominated for something like that is absolutely spectacular. So in my eyes, all of you won to be recognized as an educator in the city of Buffalo as Teacher of the Year. To me, all of you guys are top tier, and you all won. So
yeah, man. Show enough, cuz we all in this together. So Ralph Wilson bought this team with his own money. He also had an opportunity. To buy the Detroit Lions. He also helped Al Davis with purchasing the Raiders.
Isn't that just cliche though? What Al Davis? Like, what'd you do with your half of the money, man? Like, God, I love Al Davis. Rest in
Just
peace,
win,
man.
baby.
Rest in peace. Yo, could you just imagine the conversation in the room? Like, Ralph, what's going on, baby? I just need some team. I got a place out in Oakland. I want to start my guys. I just want to win, baby. Like, what's your team going to be called? Not the Pirates. No, we don't want to be called the Pirates. How about Raiders? We want the Raiders. Oh, what's your colors going to be? Black and silver. Yeah, write the check. Love it. Like it. I just love it. I love it, man. Rest in peace, Al Davis.
Yeah, and shout out to Mary Wilson, who's still keeping Ralph Wilson's legacy alive. The Ralph Wilson Park will be opening in 2026. We look forward to that on the waterfront in Buffalo. Sue mentioned her cousin used to watch them practice in Lackawanna. Okay. So, yeah, again, James mentioned he was 20 years old, 81 now. Been watching the Bills that long. Man,
that is dedication. Huh? That's what's up.
And to go to the rock pile watching OJ the Juice, man. Juice. Tear him up.
R.I.P. OJ the Juice. Don't take his name off the stadium. Keep his name in the new stadium, man. On the field legacy, top tier. Now, like we said on the show previously, you can Google his name and stuff will come up. But on the field, one of the best running backs to ever touch a football.
Exactly.
I will stand by that.
All right. This is our time. Buffalo against the world. Me and Cousin Brad, we're here every Monday at 7 p.m. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the Built-in Buffalo platform, because this is the platform that brings Buffalo against the world and so many other great shows on this podcast station to you, giving us all opportunities to get our voices out here, to let Bills Mafia be heard all around the world. So make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. One love to everybody. Kulu and Cousin Brad, we signing out.
Eli Manning.